Willis Wu.
You know my name?
Pretend to take my order.
Welcome to the Golden Palace.
I love this show. So Chloe, I was watching your social media and you said this is one of the best projects you've ever been a part of, and now I know why. It is absolutely fantastic. And I saw the first 5 episodes and I immediately needed episode 6. This show is so good. But Ronny, you're my favorite comedian.
Oh, thanks.
Yes, wow,
Whoa, thank
you.
You're like the best in the world.
Wow, I can't even believe that for sure. Wow.
How much did you pay him, Ronny?
Yeah, I don't know, Screen Rant. I love Screen Rant.
Thank you, Ronny. Now, how does Fatty's contentment with his life and his role contrast with Willis's ambition and struggle?
Yeah, I think Fatty represents this, one of the philosophies of succeeding in America, which is instead of pandering to a outside society that doesn't welcome you, stay in your lane and find happiness there. And for better or for worse, I'm not even saying that's the right way to be. And in fact, Fatty's very unambitious in his lane. He's happy to be poor. He's happy to kind of be a bum. But the curse of Fatty is that in his inability to be anything less than authentic, he attracts admirers among the society that he kind of shunned, because they kind of admire him for right or wrong reasons, and so he finds success there. And so he represents this not pandering to white America, because in his opinion, he's not pandering to them, he's taking them for a ride. You know, they're his marks, and they're paying him to just be himself. Versus Willis, who is actively trying to enter white society, and so, or mainstream American society, and so that sets up the clash between them, because from Fatty's point of view, Willis is selling out. And from Willis's point of view, Fatty is useless.
Absolutely.
So that kind of sets up the duality of the, you know.
Chloe, I love Lana Lee in this. She's fantastic, and I feel like she's really our entryway into the procedural black and white. Can you discuss the duality of Lana's character and how she balances slipping between different worlds while dealing with the complex, her own complex reality?
Great question. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of that's her entire existence on the show, and I think we see her in the beginning very much through the lens of Willis, and we are introduced to her as she's this entire kind of noir like detective who seems to have it all together. It very quickly, the facade fades. Yeah, it fades really quickly, and we realize that there's a very thin veil that she's keeping up, and it's not necessarily working, and with each episode it kind of just starts to disintegrate, and that was really, really fun to play. Like, I think it's a big metaphor for me on code switching, and how a lot of how, you know, everyone does it in one way or another, but certainly when you're mixed race, I think it's an extremely relatable thing that you'd subconsciously take on, and the energy that it takes to do that, it weighs on you, and it changes the way you think about yourself. It changes the way you carry yourself in the world, and I think Lana is very much a fixture for that within the show, and which was really fun to play.
I couldn't agree with you more. As a mixed race person, I completely agree with that. Now, for you, what do you think Fatty's journey says about his self-acceptance and stepping outside of his comfort zone?
What did it say about his own self-acceptance? I don't know if he ever. I mean, he accepts his. He eventually, I guess, he's happy with the success he finds. But I don't think he actually intentionally steps out of his comfort zone. So in a way, you know, I don't know if he grows in that way. Versus Willis, who actively does step out of his comfort zone. You know. Okay, I guess that's not true. I guess Fatty does step out of his comfort zone by taking up the mantle of the waiter that Willis puts behind. So I guess, you know, what it says about the character is that he, you have to step out of your comfort zone to find happiness, I think, even if you don't think you're about that life.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, look, the show is incredible. Like you said, like the best thing you've been a part of. It's like the best thing I've seen all year. So.
Oh, that makes me really happy.
Cool.
Thanks you so much.
You guys see a lot of stuff. So
I feel like I'm a background character in someone else's story.
I think that's called being a loser.
Shut up, man.